when was the last time you heard a grown man complain that they were being bullied?
Hey, take it easy on the guy.
Absolutely not.
That was that
Absolutely
that
not.
seemed heartfelt.
He was he was
There was
really in
bullying
his
him out there.
he was really in his feelings. We're starting
Well,
today a
he might be
little a
more in
little
his
off.
feelings because he knows there's a hefty fine coming. He's like,
Well, he's
oh,
also been suspended.
oh,
Yeah, he got a 1 game suspension
hmm.
from the league. So we'll see what the organization wants to do as well. We're doing a little out of order. The Chiefs game was Sunday night, slightly controversial, big fight at the end. So if you don't want to hear Chiefs talk, skip forward. We got more games to cover after this. But if you do, we are going to cover all the controversies, everything that's going on Twitter as well. But we can start off with Brian Branch being bullied and then starting a fight at the end of a game and has been suspended for 1 game. I'm assuming a fine will come down from the league. He is one of the most fined individuals or current players right now over the last couple of seasons. There was the apology by Dan Campbell to Juju, to the team, to Andy Reid in his post game press conference, and stating that it's unacceptable. I would assume that there's also going to be something that comes down from the team outside of the 1 game suspension.
Wow, on
I,
top of the suspension.
I mean, I would assume if the league is now, granted, they're injured and have some problems, but like as Dan Campbell presents himself the man that he is, or again presents himself to be, um, I would assume that there would be. I mean, if I was in Dan Campbell's shoes, like that's a tough situation to be in, but I would like, oh, the league only gave you a one
I
game
mean,
suspension, but you want to throw a punch and then claim because it was you were being bullied. Man up, do it in between the whistles. If you're out there getting bullied, you're on defense. Guess what? You have the free liberty to go clean somebody's clock.
I don't know
And
about
and
free liberty anymore, but
listen, even
I,
even if that's the case, even if that's the case,
I'm not trying to say
where
he's justified. I also don't think it was much of a fight.
no, it wasn't.
Juju should not have ran back over after
Should
the
not.
initial punch
There should
because
definitely be a
homie,
fine for
the
him.
picture of Juju on the ground with his nose bloody and like about to get punched again by Branch, dude.
It's so good. It's
I
such a
don't.
good photo.
He looked he looked like a little kid out there when he was trying to reach around
It's,
Pacheco and just gets dragged to the ground. I was
it's
like,
such a good photo.
what were you thinking there? What was your thought process? 'Cause-
You came around from the back of him. You're easy to hip toss at that point. Like it's not good. I will say though, I'm ecstatic about Pacheco is ready to go at any time. Pacheco's the guy on the team. Like, hey, if something's
well,
going down, I'm
I mean,
right
I
there.
honestly think he was just trying to break it up. I don't Pacheco
Uh,
wasn't trying to add fuel to the fire, I don't think.
Bro, I mean, it seemed like he made it. He did a very good job of making it seem like he wasn't, but he he was trying to like break it up and whatnot. But he also held Brian Branch up enough to allow Juju to come back in. He wasn't letting him go anywhere. He was holding him up, keeping him there, just waiting for Juju to come and get his get back.
Juju did not get his get back.
Juju got a punch in. He got a punch in, and then got walloped a couple more times. Not a
Stick to the old TikTok dances, buddy. I don't know if fighting's your gig, Juju.
But it's also, hey, but also maybe playing football ain't Brian Branch's gig because if you're going to complain to the media, I get it. Hey, there maybe should have been some calls. There was the block in the back. Like those things are frustrating. But your team is down 30-17. You've done nothing. Your defense has let up points. You're in your feelings. I get it. Go clean somebody's clock out there. Hell, if you get suspended for hitting
Make a
somebody too
hit
hard,
during a play. No, don't be a
it,
little pussy about it.
was if you get hit like if you get hit with a suspension because you clean somebody's clock out there like that is more acceptable than throwing a punch after the game and then complaining that you were getting bullied out there. Like that's not going to look good when you're going up against the rest of the teams on your schedule, especially in the AFC North. Buddy, you are going to get tossed around the rest of the season. You think they're not going to use that as bait? Oh brother. You thought you had to worry about somebody talking a little bit of smack and hitting you a little bit dirty in between the whistles during the play for this game against the Chiefs? Buddy, it's about to be 10 times worse. You just gave everybody fuel. You have to play Justin Jefferson 2 times a season. You think he's not going to say something? Oh, it's about to be real bad for you.
In the other side of that coin, the refs are back, baby. Hey.
Hey, refs are back. A perfect game for the Kansas City Chiefs. No penalties, no turnovers. Not that there wasn't any penalties called on the Chiefs. I think we did get called for one defensive holding. It was declined, but perfect game nonetheless.
I the no call on Juju's hit, um, not great as a fan. But then also there was a PI call. It happened against Travis Kelce. I don't remember who it was called on. But I don't believe that ball was catchable. I think if there was a call, it would have been holding, but I also don't think there was enough contact to really warrant throwing a flag. So I didn't like getting the first down, and I think it led to a score afterwards. I didn't really
It
like getting
did.
it like that, but everything else considered, like that was a pretty damn it's the closest thing to a domination that you could have.
There
Because
was there was no
I was
stopping the Chiefs
complaining about the
offense.
run defense all night. Like Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery were running all over us.
That first
Uh,
half, it was gross.
but you know, every other aspect of the game, Amon Ra had 9 catches but only had 45 yards. Like the DBs locked
Locked
it
up.
down pretty well. There wasn't very many chunk plays in the passing
Outside
game
of
for the
Sam
Lions.
Laporta. Sam Laporta
I
tore
mean,
us
dude,
up.
Laporte. I mean, the coverage was perfect. I mean, he didn't turn around for the ball, but the coverage was damn near perfect. Nobody knows how Laporta caught that ball
The
besides Sam
touchdown. I
Laporta.
was just I was just meaning like the rest of the game. Like he was still open for a majority of the game, and he was getting his touches. That touchdown was just an immaculate catch.
But I'm pretty sure he still only had 55 yards though. Like there wasn't.
Yeah,
JMO had a nice play on his touchdown, but like I they weren't really like destroying us in the passing game. I thought the
no,
DBs
that
played well again.
the first half was really rough. When they put up, but they just could not get into the end zone. That first half defensively was rough for the Chiefs.
It
Like
was
you
a lot
said,
of
mainly
bend
there it was
really far, but don't break.
yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, from the offensive standpoint, I mean, if that's the offense that we have to look forward to, especially with Rashee Rice coming back next week against the Raiders, there's not many complaints. If that defense is what's going to stick around, I sent a message early on in the game when they were just driving on us without really any repercussions that Bob Sutton was back. Second half, Bob Sutton got fired again. Um, that guy did not exist after the first half, and defense really stepped it up. I
But
still
I
think
mean,
our
so
pass rush
there was either
is
there
really
was either
weak, but
adjustments made or some sort of motivational like speech to the defense. 'Cause, like
could have been
Spags
both.
did something,
Yeah, no, I mean there was out there the we were able to stuff the run. I think the pass rush was still weak throughout the game. I think that's something that we're going to have a problem with throughout the season if we don't
honestly, dude.
blitz
It picked up later
correctly.
in the game.
But
The pass rush picked up
yeah,
later in the
yeah,
game.
about fourth quarter, it did get a lot better, but they were in the fourth quarter already defeated at that point, and we're just letting up a lot or tired. It could have been either, really.
Yeah,
Um,
the damn that just totally slipped my mind. But another good point you made in the group chat was about Jaylen Moore. Unfortunately, we were without Josh Simmons. Jaylen Moore stepped up pretty damn well, starting at left tackle. But you were saying if Jaylen Moore is playing this good, why the hell hasn't he seen time at right tackle yet? Why, like, of all the problems that we've had with Jawan Taylor, why hasn't the swing tackle gotten any looks at right tackle? Like,
I'll start off by saying like Juwan Taylor has played fantastic in the last two games against the Lions and then the week before against the Jags, where
Mm.
we lost. But I thought that he still played very
I saw
well.
a lot of pressure come from uh, Pat's right side.
Yes, pressure's still coming in, but pressure's going to come from somewhere. If you can make it consistent from one side, you can game plan around it and make it that much better. Especially if that player can also slow up who the opposition at that point. And I thought it went really well. As well, it was a lot of running the hoop, so Pat just had to step up in the pocket, not necessarily do a whole lot. Pat also has the tendency to drop back way too far and do a 7 to a 10 when really he probably needs to do a 5 and then come up 1 or 2
Well,
instead
if
of
he
go
was
back 7 to 10
faster,
and
we
come up
wouldn't be
8.
worried about it. But like, he's not the fastest guy
Yeah.
out there, and he's dropping 20 yards back.
He's a
Like,
yeah, that doesn't help. And to go to the other side of this is like Jaylen Moore is a left tackle first, has been, will be. To go from left to right or right to left is like asking somebody who's left-handed to now be right-handed or right-handed to be left-handed. It is not that simple, and
I
there
did it
will
in
be
Little League.
some there will be some hiccups that come around with it. I think Jaylen Moore can do so, and hopefully it's not for long. It seems like it could be a couple game stint that he could be starting at left tackle. So prayers out for Josh Simmons, his family, whatever it is that they're going through. It is being wrapped up tight. He's back in California taking care of some things that they are not letting any information out on. And then also congratulations to Jaylen Moore on the birth of his third child that happened the day of the game. So to be able to do that and then come out and play and not miss time, really respectable. And then to play the way that he did, we know that he had to be as good as he showed last night, especially going up against Aiden Hutchinson all night. Aiden Hutchinson did not go over to Juwan Taylor's side very often. He was pretty much head up on Jaylen Moore almost exclusively, and was fairly ineffective for the whole night. And so I do want to see Jaylen Moore get over to that right side eventually. It needs to happen with as well as he played. If we can make that happen, but I'm also really excited about the depth that we have on the offensive line at every position for somebody to come in and be able to play at that high of a level.
I do want to make a point about the pass rush on both sides from the Lions and the Chiefs, and it's a point about the quarterbacks. Like Jared Goff is a good quarterback. Jared Goff, um, and he never made a Super Bowl, but he's played
Jared
well.
Goff has made a Super Bowl.
He's made a Super Bowl. He
Yeah,
didn't win
correct.
one, right?
Lost to
Okay,
the
so
Patriots.
Jared Goff is played in a Super Bowl. Um, is generally considered. I mean, right now, I think there's no question that he's top 10. He's well above average quarterback in the NFL right now. But just look at, like, we, from the stands at the game, we felt that the Lions were getting way more pressure on Pat Mahomes. But then somewhere in the third or fourth quarter, they put up how many sacks each team had. And the Lions had 2, and the Chiefs had 4. And that just, like, Pat is so comfortable dealing with pressure. And he's like crafty in the ways that he gets. Like Baker Mayfield's also doing a great job of it this year, but like Pat, should have been taken down a couple more times last night and got out of it. Jared Goff's not really doing that.
Got to be mobile.
Like outside of the probably a little bit difference in arm talent, like Pat makes crazier arm angle throws, um, but like he also has that ability to keep plays alive, to run around everywhere, and he's if he's not still the leading rusher, he's close to the leading rusher on our team right now. Like he's not fast, but he knows how to get out of situations and get the yards when he needs to. It's
He can
just
also run the speed
we're
option.
spoiled as hell, and I think we've like Pat's been good for so long now that that's the type of stuff that we're taking for granted because
Oh, absolutely.
like we fans hear the announcers talk about Patrick Mahomes and they're getting sick and tired of it because it's been happening for almost a decade now. But I mean, he really is special. The kid can play.
Aaron Rodgers never got this much hate. Love Pat while you have him.
I don't hate Aaron Rodgers as much as I hate Tom Brady, but I was never like woohoo for Aaron Rodgers either. So
Well, there was a couple other controversial calls or things that happened in this game. Twitter has it as being incredibly controversial.
oh,
I think it's a big fat nothing burger. It's it was
the touchdown that got called back.
no, it was the roughing the passer on Pat
Oh,
Aiden Hutchinson. It was one of the few pressures that he was able to get in.
brother,
And it is such
that
a
was such a
bad.
clear roughing the passer. Like
I don't know why anyone thinks like, hey, this isn't roughing the passer. He was at
Aiden
minimum two
probably
steps
didn't see
away.
Pat get rid of the ball. Like I understand him hitting Pat in that situation,
Sure.
but the ball's out of his hand like well before Aiden makes contact with
Every
him.
day of the week, no matter who the quarterback is, that's getting called. That is textbook. He didn't let up. Maybe he didn't extend his arms, but he didn't let up and Pat flopped. Yeah, when you get hit in your back by somebody, you're going to fall to the ground. I think that's
That was I
pretty
mean he,
like
I guess like mid contact you can kind of exaggerate it a little bit, but like he got smacked. Like he got hit
it,
hard.
he got
And
hit
it
really
was
hard.
well after he let go of the ball.
And it was in the
Like
back. You're going to fall over.
yeah.
That's physics. That's how this stuff works. It's not a controversial call. I don't know why people on Twitter think that it is. That was textbook roughing the passer.
A little bit of an unusual situation. Like quarterbacks aren't usually slinging it in the dirt that quickly. Like I said, Aiden probably didn't realize Pat had let go of the ball yet. He just got around the offensive lineman, and Pat's still standing there in the pocket. Like I'm probably hitting the quarterback in that situation regardless. So unavoidable, prob on the defensive part, but that is a penalty. Like you
Yeah.
have to deal with that one.
And then the big controversial call, and one that I honestly I would say swung the game. That was the last score they had until late in the third quarter. The Lions it was their second drive towards the end of the second quarter or mid second quarter, I should say. The Lions are at the line of scrimmage. Jeez, Jared Goff goes almost under center. He does designate himself as a quarterback, but does not put his hands underneath the center. This is in the T formation, and which is just you have
This
your
you
offensive
saying this
line.
was in the second quarter? I thought this was the first drive.
No, no, this was after they already scored the initial touchdown. This was in the second quarter.
I'm not
Um,
fact checking you live because it's gonna take me way too long to find it, but I don't remember that.
Certainly.
I guess
They
you're
scored their first touchdown very easily, and that's when I had messaged about being Bob Sutton is back out there calling defensive plays. But
no, fact check.
this is where they got the field goal. It was their second offensive drive. Jared Goff designated himself in a T formation, so you've just got the offensive line and then him and a running back behind him. Does not designate his hands underneath the center, does not then take a step backwards. He does pause before and then walks forward again, then decides to just sprint down the sideline. And they snap the ball, throw the ball to him. He does get in for a touchdown, and it takes way too long for the referees to deliberate whether what the issue is. They end up saying an illegal shift, and they take the score off the board.
No, dude,
Um,
this was their first drive.
that
This
was
was
their
their first
first
drive.
drive.
Yes,
Man, I
but
don't remember it
because
that
we
way.
got so
Wow,
drunk Saturday, I didn't drink as much at the tailgate. I was not
I
hammered
did
for
not
the
get drunk.
game. Oh, well, whatever. Sean and I were blasted. Uh, yeah, that was the first drive of the game.
Wow. Okay.
Dan Campbell was calling trick plays all night. He
Yeah.
thought he was going to
No. So that
get one over on us on the in the like unexpectedly the first drive of the game, and
That
Like it,
changes my perspective on it then a little bit because I thought that was the second one and swung the game. So then they even still came down
but
and drove
still,
in.
I mean, people are
And
pointing to that as one of the reasons why the
but
Lions
it
like.
is, I will agree that it's somewhat controversial. It takes them a minute and 39 seconds to deliberate after the play. The offense for the Lions is back on the bench with their beanies. They have to come back out. They end up taking the delay of game and then go ahead and kicking the field goal
Yeah.
where they could have lined up and run and probably got in, to be honest. At that point in time, they probably could have just gotten in if they had not taken the delay of game, and
And
then
I
decided to
couldn't
kick the
tell if
field goal.
that I couldn't tell if that was purposeful. I thought there was just so much confusion that the Lions didn't realize that the play clock was running
Probably.
down.
I mean,
So,
probably that's the
and that
case, but
like that
take a
it's still a
timeout.
product of like how they called that penalty there. Like they took so much time uh out of play, and I mean everybody was confused. Like Chiefs fans weren't expecting a flag to go up in the air while the refs were huddling. Like
Absolutely. And on it, there's confusion, but take a timeout. When in doubt, take the timeout. Make sure that everything's taken okay. Now, the only reason it's controversial is because of how long it took. And I will say that there are conflicting reports. You have the referees in their pool post game. The referees do go into an interview process, and then they're asked about things that have taken place. So, and then you also have the post game pressers from coaches and players. Dan Campbell stated that the call came from New York. Now, in the rule book, it states that penalties like this cannot be you can get a rule book from, like, if you have a question on what the specific rule is, you can technically get a ruling or rule book reading from New York. But
you
in
can
this
get
specific
clarification.
situation, correct. But in this situation,
It's not supposed to be New York making
cannot tell you to
changes
throw the
to
flag.
what. Yeah,
New York
yeah.
cannot tell you that it is a penalty. They can only read you the rule book. So if New York is in fact saying
Like
that that is a
they can
flag,
advise you that you've just done something wrong, but I don't believe it's protocol or legal that
it is
you.
not legal.
Yeah, that you.
So the only thing, so that's where it gets controversial right there is New York saying that it's a penalty and they need to throw one, or are they getting read the rules from New York? That is from Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell stated that it was a call from New York. You have the post game pool with the referees, and the head referee, is stating that New York was not contacted, point blank, period. It was not, New York wasn't involved. Nothing from New York. It was the one line judge had to determine if Jared Goff came to a stop, and I believe that was the down judge. Then you had another referee who
Which he did
also had
not.
to collaborate with that information. So one of the refs, the ref who was supposed to see if there was a pause, lost track of Jared Goff, had to confirm with another referee, and that is the explanation of why it took so long. That New York wasn't contacted. They had to confirm on multiple accounts on if certain things happened, and that's why then the flag was thrown. It looks bad optically, but at the end of the day, it's a nothing burger because in the rules it states exactly what happened would be a penalty. He did not stop. You must stop at some point, whether you take a
Exactly.
step back under center or you pause in the motion. You have to do one of the two, and neither were taken care of. And there at the end is a flag. So optically, it looks bad, but at the end of the day, if the call is correct, it doesn't matter. That's like saying
I
optically,
mean,
Tom
refs like
Brady being an
okay,
owner and in the
not to
booth
beat a
and
dead
talking to
horse.
the coaches is bad. Optically, it looks bad, but it is
The
also a
refs have
nothing
sucked
burger.
this year.
The refs have been bad. We've called
The
it out
refs
on
have
the
been
show
bad.
many a times. So
So
nothing burger.
the other thing I do want to point out about this is Jared Goff's post game presser. Um, he was saying they believed they were running it all week like that, believing that that was legal. And yeah, there are some rule changes in the NFL on like certain things, but I don't know the last time there was a rule change on like illegal motion. There's
No.
things that have been there's rules that have been in place since like the inception of football, damn near. How are you practicing something like that illegally, thinking that you're doing it the right way?
Well,
Or
not only
I don't
that,
know.
what, like, you bring up a fantastic point because it's not only that. What else is there? You have meetings with the referees pre-game to go over stuff like this. That's a perfect opportunity for you to ask the referees who are going to be reffing the game about this specific thing and make a tweak that you need to. And it seems like that didn't happen either. So at the end of the day, if you're practicing it incorrectly all week and then you're not asking a simple question to the referees who know the rule book and can be on the lookout for that specifically during the play, like, hey, you're in a lose-lose situation if you're not preparing yourself to succeed. And that's exactly what happened. The Lions got absolutely dominated. Whether there's injury issues, which they had way more last year and still made the NFC Championship game. So still a good football team. They got a lot to work on, and you can't be throwing fists at the end of the game after you just got bullied.
Well, and I mean, like the Dan Campbell has made the trick play part of the Lions' identity, but you got too much talent on that offense to be getting cute. We had some of the same gripes about Andy Reid. Um, back in the days where we're doing the everybody spin around in the huddle
Snow
or
globe.
whatever. Yeah, like sometimes we'd get a little pissy that the Chiefs be getting too cute. Just score the ball, like run it in. Do what you're paid to do. Like quit doing all this cute shit and putting yourself at risk to make a mistake, draw a penalty, not score. Like, come on.
Make yeah, or make sure you have it right. Like it's one of the two. Make sure you have it right, and if you're going to do it, it better be effective. And that's what a lot of our gripes were is that it wasn't effective, and now the Lions are putting themselves in position to not be successful by getting penalties. It's still a good team. Somebody that definitely a team that still needs to be watched out for, but that defense is looking a little rocky right now. And offensively, maybe they just had an off night. Who knows? But it sounds like the Chiefs are back, and we get
I
Rasheed
mean,
back.
not we haven't really left.
Eh, Pat for MVP.
Like the way he's played the last three games, if he keeps that up, you can't really argue against it.
1,000 yards in the last 4 games. He should be the front runner with Baker Mayfield closely behind. And Josh Allen should be third, but Josh Allen is currently the front runner. Not sure why. Easy schedule. They have I think the third easiest strength of schedule 6 weeks in to the NFL.
You talking about the Bucs?
Bills.
Oh, the Bills.
Bills have the third easiest schedule strength of schedule 6 weeks
And they
into.
still lost to the Patriots.
All right, let's get here a little recap of what's been happening on the week outside of the Chiefs Lions game. Sean was the picker for fantasy football start and sit, just the tips this week. So let's see how he did. As of right now, his starts: Caleb Williams at quarterback has not played yet, but this will probably not even be a factor for our gradings, to be honest. And then he starts off hot
Is
because
it bad?
he went with Rico Dowdle, who had
Yeah.
34.9 points, 35, let's call it,
I
35 points for
not
Rico
that
Dowdle.
not that I'm counting that against him, but that was a pretty easy call.
Yeah, that was an easy call, but hey, it was a revenge game. It's fun. You got some big ones out there. A guy who probably wasn't drafted by most teams. Honestly, probably didn't sit on a lot of benches in dynasties either.
But
Uh,
like immediately picked up once Chuba Hubbard goes down. Like, come
yeah,
on, pick
immediately,
up the
no
backup.
question.
Yeah.
Next up at receiver, receiver number one here, he had Jamar Chase, 25.1 points. I told you to sit him the week before. Obviously, I feel like that's another easy one to get, especially with new quarterback Joe Flacco, even though they took a loss. We get to second receiver here, Calvin Ridley. Injured early on in the game. He ended with 2.8 points. I questioned this. I told you this was dumb. Don't take him. You decided to start him anyways, unless you didn't have a choice, like in at least one of your leagues there, Tybo. Bad call. And then at the tight end position, he had Mason Taylor, 1.2 points.
Who?
I've literally never heard of this guy before, and you should probably literally never hear of him again. 1.2 points. Hopefully, you didn't even pick him up. On his sit 'em list at quarterback, non-participant Kyler Murray. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
I told him I was going to count that against him. Like,
He has a note here for me that states he was on track to play when he picked him for Sidham. He was not on track to play when Sean picked him for Sidham. He was already labeled as questionable and doubtful to play in the game. He does have some sort of ankle or hamstring issue or injury. But we all know Call of Duty is out, so expect it. Uh,
he
at
got
running
hurt on purpose this year so he could play.
At running back, Jaylen Warren, 8.3 points for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not a great outing for starting running back. So good on the sit-em. Garrett Wilson, who picked up an injury at wide receiver,
Yeah.
4.3 points, will be out for multiple weeks to come. Just got that update. And then he also told you to sit tight end Sam Laporta, who ended up with 16 and a half points.
Not a good call.
Not a good call. I'd have to go on my personal opinion. He had two obviously really good picks. Caleb Williams could swing it. I'm still going to have to go D minus. You had two. You had 4 points that you told me to start. You got 4 points out of a receiver and a tight end. It's not what you want. The tight end that you sat at 16 and a half, not a fan.
Imagine if he made that call like on our actual team. He he started who? Mason Taylor and sat Sam Laporta.
Horrible call.
How many
I'm going
hits
D
did he get?
minus.
How many
T-
like correct two on
Two.
the
He got it.
offense?
Well, if we're talking, you just want what sit on the sit. He has two hits. Rico Dowdle, Jamar Chase, Caleb Williams is yet to play at time of recording.
Oh, so he only had right now he only has two hits across the board.
He only has two hits for starting. He does have two hits for sitting. Technically three if you want to count Kyler, Jaylen
No, I'm not
Warren, and
counting
Garrett
Kyler.
Wilson.
Like
Jaylen
telling you to
Warren,
sit an injured player is cheating in this. So because it got
Jaylen
counted
Warren,
against
8
me
points. Yes, it did.
when I did it. So
Yeah. Jaylen Warren, 8 points on the bench. Garrett Wilson, four
yeah.
points on the bench.
So
Um, Dart, Calvin Ridley,
if
and Mason
Caleb
Taylor.
Williams has a good game, then he's like slightly above 50%. So like I'm just gonna go ahead and
Could
give
be a
him
C
an
minus. You're giving that.
F. It's, C is 75 or 75%, dude.
Fair enough.
It's not over 50%.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, dude.
Well, he failed in
D's are
that.
60.
He failed in that, but he did give us a game to watch that was truly a game to watch. He is now tied with Tybo on good games versus bad games on
You
your
thought
game
that
to
was a
watch.
good game?
Dude, Chargers Dolphins 29-27 came down to the wire. Tua throws a pick that could have been a pick six to really highlight the win from the Chargers there and really make that spread even larger, but did not. I mean, hey, that ended up being a pretty good game. Jalen Waddle had the bobble catch on the sideline, fall to his back. This game was full of it. From start to finish. And
I mean,
and
I
the
think the best thing about it would have been the Chargers offense overcoming how terrible their offensive line is. Like it
yes,
was a lot. I guess it wasn't like bad football, but like certainly Tua letting the Chargers creep back into it. It was like sloppy on their
whoa,
part.
whoa,
Like
whoa, 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 whoa. We're not going to sit here and say Tua let this happen. Tua doesn't play defense. Tua went out there and did exactly what Tua is supposed to do.
you just said he threw a pick, dude. You give him an
He got the
opportunity.
hang on. I'll get there. You didn't even you jumped in. He threw a pick at the end with 13 seconds remaining on the clock. He got them the
I clearly didn't
score.
watch the game. I saw a little bit of the first half, and I was like, the Chargers suck.
He got them the score to win the game, to seal it. It was done and over with. There was less than a minute to go in the game. He got them the score to win. And what does his defense do? His defense goes out there and literally decides not to make a tackle. Not one. All it took was one play. Then Lad McConkey gets the ball, goes 40 yards, gets them into field goal range. They go up by 2 points. The Dolphins have under 30 seconds left to play, and sorry, under 20 seconds left to go, I believe it was. He goes out there, and they know it's going to be. Matter of fact, I think it was 5 to 8 seconds left to go. It's gonna be backyard bullshit. All I'm going to do is dump this thing out to the side. A couple of guys make a blocks. Let's start lateraling this thing left and right. Hopefully, we can do something with this. Throws it out there where nobody's supposed to be. Linebacker just comes down, unblocked, untouched, makes the pick, and that's game over. I wasn't the interception wasn't
I
to
didn't
his
get to see
fault.
the second half at all because I was getting ready to go to the tailgate. So
The interception wasn't to his fault at all. He did his job, putting up 27 points against a weak and injured offense, up against a weak and injured defense of the Chargers, who started off the season great and just have gotten progressively worse as the injuries have started to pile up for him. This was not a Tua issue. The Dolphins defense let him down, and he let the entire world know in his post-game press conference when he's saying that guys are showing up late or no showing to players only meetings. They're showing up late to team meetings. They're showing up late to practice. That is it. That is dysfunction. There's no leadership. Part of it comes from you, Tua. You're the leader of the team as the quarterback. But Mike McDaniel, even though
yeah,
he's
but
coaching
he
his ass off
sucked.
offensively,
I wouldn't want to play for
there's
Tua.
a problem. There's a problem with the leadership down there in Miami. Something needs to change real quick, or the wheels are really going to fall off for the Dolphins. They're kind of coming off now, but they're really going to be
You know,
off on the side of the
if
road.
I'm a Dolphins offensive lineman and I see that play uh last year, I mean, was it last year or the year before? But like Tua just like runs into the guy with his head down. Like, I'm not blocking for your ass anymore, dude. You're getting yourself annihilated. It's not my fault, dude.
Listen, offense,
Tua.
even losing Tyreek, the Dolphins' offense is not necessarily the issue here. They've got
I
some
think
big
losing
problems down
Tyreek
there in
helped them,
Miami.
honestly, but
Yeah, it did. It did.
but
Absolutely. I think their
they've
offense
played
has played
better
much
since he's
better.
gone. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. You had a 49-yard touchdown from Jaylen Warren. Devon
you
Achane has been
mean
playing. Jalen
Jalen
Wright.
Waddle?
No, the other running back that they have back there
Jalen
behind.
Warren plays for the Steelers.
Yeah, not. I think it's
Ollie
Jalen
Gordon?
Wright. Sorry, no, Jalen Wright.
Jalen Wright. Dang. I have
Starts with a
Ollie
W.
Gordon stashed on the taxi squad in
Yeah.
Dynasty.
He's third on the depth chart, but Jalen Waddle's been playing fantastic. There's a reason that you paid him. He's showing out. Offensively, there's not really any issues that they've come up against since losing Tyreek. Feel like they've played a lot better. They almost had the win against the Bills. Defense is really hurting them down there in Miami. And the Chargers, even though they win, it didn't look good. Justin Herbert's
It
going to
didn't.
have
Their
a lot of
offensive line
issues.
is atrocious
It's
with the
bad.
injuries. Like they're relying on their very very talented skill players,
Although
but
Kaimi Vidal, third string running back, or actually even lower than that, he got promoted off the practice squad. Had himself a day. I think 130 total
I told
all
you
purpose
what
yards.
I told you that was going to happen.
I didn't know
That
if it was going to be him or
running backs are
Hassan.
interchangeable nowadays, dude.
They really are. Yeah.
There
But
are
hey,
talented players everywhere. But yeah, as soon as they face some tougher pass rushes, dude, the Chargers are gonna absolutely melt. Like bad pass rushes are making Justin Herbert's life a living hell. That offensive line is bad. All right, my game of the week: Hawks Jags. I was tailgating, so you know, I
great analysis.
I saw a little bit of on red zone, but I mean, kind of a boring game. You expected way more points out of this game with how the both offenses played the week before and just kind of the this year leading up to this game. Um,
This is why I wish Sean was here. Because
why?
it would have been a lot more like this game would have been much closer. There probably would have been a lot more points in this game. Travis Hunter is the reason that the Jags were out of this game. He took a touchdown off the board for Brian Thomas Jr.
What do you
They
do?
have it was like a 40-yard play, and then he commits like a offensive holding or offensive pass interference, something, and it wipes the score off. They don't score on that drive, and just continued the downhill for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is the reason why they lost that game,
I mean, they're
taking
only four
massive
and
points
two.
off the board. They are, and Travis Hunter, Sean's boy, caused them to lose that game.
Not looking like he's going to be offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Not happening. But
Couldn't
yeah,
lock
but
up JSN.
both run defenses in this game were pretty stout. No running back had like over 40 yards. This was uh, Sam Darnold versus Trevor Lawrence, and Sam Darnold and JSN outdueled Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas. Um, a lot of yards for JSN. It was almost 170 yards for JSN. I'm not looking up stats right now, but he's got to be leading the league in receiving
He
yards, dude.
he he
Like,
is the league leader in receiving
yeah,
yards. He's going
he's
off.
going nuts. He is
He's
going
going
nuts.
off. And honestly, Sam Darnold playing much better than anybody expected. Whatever happened with him in Minnesota has
Minnesota.
really changed around. Even before then, I think he post um, post Carolina, he ended up at the 49ers, got coached up a little bit, and then made his way over to the Vikings and has played so much better. Got those demons out, stopped seeing ghosts till the playoffs come. And really has turned his career around, which is good for him. I'm totally blown
It's
away
also
by
good for
how
the
well he's played.
Seahawks. They can compete in the upper echelon of the NFC. They're not an elite team in that conference by any means, but they can
Any given
compete.
Sunday, if you got that
Yeah,
squad,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they
any
can
given
compete.
Sunday, and they've got themselves a wrapped around team. Like it's not just like one person's outside of JSN. Like your defense is stepping up in the areas that they need to, stopping the run. They can play against the pass competently. You've got an offensive line that's not giving up sack after sack after sack like they did the last couple of years with Geno. You've kind of had game plan a little bit better, given like mobility lack thereof from Sam Darnold versus Geno, and hey, it's worked out for him.
Yeah, and I mean, say what you want about his numbers, but Cooper Kupp is playing his role in this offense perfectly. He caught a touchdown yesterday. Like numbers haven't been crazy. Obviously, the focus of the offense is JSN, but Cooper Kupp's there when Sam Darnold needs him. He's still running crispy routes and snatching that thing out the air.
Not only Cooper Cup, he's doing what he needs to and being a threat when needed. They've
Right.
also got a rookie breakout tight end in AJ Barner. Where'd
Who
that guy?
followed up his massive game with like a pretty solid fantasy outing.
I mean, it only
It
10
was
points if
over
you're
10
looking at
points.
fantasy. Yeah, just barely over
Yeah.
10 points for fantasy, but he had one big catch for I want to say it was like between 40 and
I'm
60
taking 10
yards.
points out of my tight end. Like
Oh,
I
absolutely. Every
mean,
day of the week. Like, hey,
yeah.
he's pretty stinking good. So like again, they've got some
Pretty
weapons out
stinking good, I tell you. Tell you, bub. That
there.
AJ Barner.
That AJ Barner, watch out for him, the new Sam Laporta.
Well, I don't know about that. You saw the catch Sam Laporta made.
Sam Laporta is really good.
Nutty.
My game of the week is Bears versus Commies. They're coming up tonight. Obviously, we've got Bills Falcons playing right now, almost done with the first quarter. But that leaves Sean's game of the week, which was 49ers Bucks. Bucks won 30 to
It
19.
it was a good game
The
until
score is not indicative of
yeah.
how good the game actually was until the very end. The 49ers put it up. It was actually a very defensive game in the first half. They
Yes.
were very, very close going into halftime. With missing Bucky Irving, it felt like they were, and then Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and it just felt like the Bucs couldn't really get much going. And then the second half explosion, Tez Johnson, the rookie, gets out there, does a backflip in the end zone after a big catch. Fans are screaming MVP. Thought it was for him. It's really for Baker, which rightfully so. And the Bucs just took off in this game. The Niners' injuries are really catching up to them.
Well, two really kind of upsetting injuries in this game. Emeka Egbuka and Fred Warner go down like two very vital
Fred Warner out for
pieces.
the season.
Yeah, two very vital pieces of their respective sides of the ball for their team. Fred Warner, far and away, in my opinion, the best middle linebacker in football right
Not
now.
even close.
It's tragic that he's out for the season.
Yeah, broken ankle. I think he's got some other issues in there with some ligament damage as well. So prayers up for him. Hopefully he can get back in the future and it not be detrimental to his career because he is so great when out there on the field. And then obviously Emeka Egbuka. I don't think it was a serious injury, but obviously enough to keep him out of the game and being the main primary target there for Baker, who was able to overcome that and effectively just put this game out of reach. He is on
Yeah, and I mean
another
to
level
be
this
able to put
season.
up 30 points, missing all the guys that they were missing on offense, is really a testament to why the hell they were chanting MVP for
I
Baker,
mean,
man.
dude, hey, when your number one option is a 30-plus-year-old Sterling Shepard, who, hey, great college receiver. I think he got shafted with a couple of places that he went early on in his career. Getting drafted by the Giants definitely didn't help him and the issues that they had up there. Probably could have been a much better receiver career wise had he not had gotten the curse of the New York Giants. But getting back down there in Tampa, being a guy who can be relied upon when it matters most with his repertoire with Baker. Um, that's a
Reptar,
guy. That's a guy. Repertoire.
but Reptar from Rugrats.
Rawr. I am Reptar. That's what Baker's doing right now. He's going out there like Reptar, just putting it on
Reptar.
folks. Just putting it on folks. The one thing I would say is incredibly funny about Baker is while he is playing fantastic this season, um, he only thrives when every game is close. So he makes sure that they're either behind or the game is really close until like the second half every time, or even a lot of times in the fourth quarter. Sometimes we've seen it in the final drive. Like he just thrives when the game is on the line. Absolutely, he does not like to blow teams out. It's funny, but man, he goes out there and he gets it done uh, every time.
I think Baker enjoys a good blowout. But yeah, I think he might have told himself going into the season that he wanted to really climb up the ranks of the quarterback stat fourth quarter comebacks. So how
You
many
can't
he's
blame
had?
him.
He's had a handful this year already, hasn't he? Like not in this
Fourth
game, but
quarter comebacks, obviously not in this game, but he's had
he's had at
quite a.
least two where they had to kick a field goal at the end.
Yeah, I think they've had. I think they've even had more than that. Take a look real quick at the Tampa Bay Bucs. Let's see
Fourth quarter
here.
comeback or game winning
Uh,
drive, whatever you want to call it. He was like I'm gonna lead the league in that stat this year.
Falcons, Texans, Jets. Um, Tried to have an opportunity in the Eagles game, but they were down by so much to begin the game with. He also had it against the Seahawks. So four of the six games have come down to either a final drive or something really from Baker. Which is astounding what he's been able to do given the labels that a lot of people have given him throughout his career. What he's doing has always been there. The media is just not always as friendly in certain situations like that of the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns don't help the situation much either.
I think a certain portion of his statistical struggles as a quarterback um, came from playing through injury.
Yes,
Whether or not
absolutely.
that was smart on his part, who knows? But yeah, Baker, top five quarterback right now, and he's not.
I
He's not 5'4" 3.
I don't. You could argue in the top three between Patrick, Josh Allen. There's an argument in there. I would say that Patrick and Baker are one and two, however you want to throw it in there, and then Josh Allen is third. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, he's definitely top three, and it's not even close. And maybe that's due to Lamar being out. Then you've got another thing to throw in there if Lamar is healthy and playing. But at the moment with Lamar out, like he's top three, and then there's a gap.
I don't think Lamar was really on his game earlier this season anyway. Um,
Agreed. Yeah.
and I'm all about my rankings in real time. We can talk about stuff that happened in the past, but like we're talking about this season.
And Baker's that dude this season. Has always been in my mind, in my heart. You guys hated him. You guys
He's
always talk trash.
bro,
You
he's
and
he's
Sean.
kind of a douche.
Well, you know what? I can say the same thing about you, but I keep that to
You
myself.
could for sure.
Maybe I should.
It's probably why Baker and I might not like each other.
You tell me you guys wouldn't be friends?
Nah, fuck that dude.
Oh man. Well, with Monday night kicking off here, obviously, again, we've got the Falcons Bills game going on. Falcons are up 14-7. First quarter's almost coming to an end, and then we'll get Bears, Commies kicking off here shortly.
You didn't say 14-0, did you? Said 14-7?
14-7, yes.
Okay.
Both
I was
teams
about to
have
say,
scored
what's
on all
happening
their
to the Bills,
possessions.
man?
But both teams have scored on all their possessions. So we've had 21 points on 3 drives.
Oh, I
Very
ended up
impressive.
making the correct call with my tight end situation. Dalton
You're welcome.
Kincaid
You're
is
you're
out.
welcome.
Dalton Kincaid was
Don't
out
don't don't
for
just say
tonight.
you made the right call. You had to call me.
Listen, it was an idea I had to bounce off of somebody, and you just confirmed what I was thinking. So it's not.
It's
Don't
my
don't get
idea.
don't get that bald head too big there, buddy.
It's my idea. You're welcome.
That was not your idea.
But as far as Pick'em goes, obviously 2 games remaining. Tybo is going to come out the winner of this week. Could should these next 2 games go his way, I think he's done the best that he has ever done on a given week. Currently sitting at 10 wins and 3 losses. He has the potential to get
I've had an
12
11 and
wins.
3 week before. I'm
You've
pretty
never
sure.
had a 12 and 3 week.
I might do it.
You could. You
I
could.
might do
I
it.
am I'm only 3 games behind, and we are also opposite both of the games tonight. So I could at least get 1 game behind. We'll have to see how that goes. Sean, 2 weeks in a row, currently at 9 losses. 2 weeks in a row, he is coming in last place. You have surpassed Sean in that regard. I'm sitting at 49 win with 2 games remaining. I have 49 wins, 42 losses. You have 46 wins, 45 losses. Sean is sitting at 40 and 51. Rough go there for Sean against the spread, but that just goes to show that you need to be tailing me and Tybo.
It only takes
Uh,
one good week, man. It only takes one good week.
yeah. The problem is you have about 4 bad weeks to go along with your one good.
I'm still over 500 right now.
You weren't before the week started.
I'm back.
We do have Thursday night football. Obviously, we'll be actually. You know what? No, sorry. We'll wait on that one because we are going to be recording on a Wednesday. We usually do Thursdays, but we're switching back to our normally scheduled programming. So be on the lookout for pregame coming right to you. Thursday night football is going to be Steelers Bengals. So be on the lookout as we hit you towards the end of the week.
Steely's Bengies, and I have the Steelers coming like separating in the AFC North, dude. They're they just whooped the Browns. They're about to whoop the Bengals.
It's not saying a whole
Steelers.
lot because the AFC North
I
is the
know because they
new.
suck right now,
It's
but
the new
like
AFC South.
even with like a little bit of lingering injuries in the backfield, like the Steelers, I was completely wrong about their backfield. Kenneth Gainwell and Jaylen Moore are getting the job done. They're not great by any means, but they are getting the job done.
We also haven't necessarily faced anyone. Like let's be real about the Steelers here. They
Come on,
let's be a little realistic about
but
the Steelers. They
they're about to
haven't played
separate in the
anyone.
AFC North. They're about to separate.
That's not hard to do. That's like separating
Mike
water from
Tomlin's not
oil.
losing his job anytime soon.
Like it just happens. Who have they played? Let's take a look here. They've played the Jets, the
I'm not
Seahawks, and they
making any
lost.
point about
The
who they've
Patriots,
played. I'm just
the
saying they're going to
Vikings, and the
separate the
Browns.
AFC North, bro.
It's the AFC North is the new AFC South.
I
Bad.
mean, no, Trevor Lawrence is still booty.
True.
They
Join
might
us
not
at
win
the
another
end
game the
of the
rest of the
week
season.
as we preview week 7. Man, it's coming hot. We're almost at the halfway point, Tybo. We're almost at the halfway point. Football season goes way too fast.
Almost, I guess. Yeah,
We're just a couple weeks
halfway.
away from the halfway point. We're
When's
we're a
our
couple
bye?
weeks.
When do the Chiefs have a bye?
I think it's coming up very quickly. If I remember correctly, it's right before the Bills game, which is right after next week. Let me
That would be
confirm on that.
nice.
Let's see here. We have Sunday noon game. One of the first noon game we have this year. It is against the Raiders on the 19th, and then after the 19th of October, we actually do not have a bye week, but we do have another Monday night game. No, where am I going here? Yes, we have a Monday night game against the Commanders on the 27th, and then on the 2nd we play the Bills. After the Bills, we have our bye right before the Broncos. So
Damn.
we have 3 weeks.
We would have liked to have that bye right before the Bills. That would have been nice.
Yeah, except problem is we play on a short schedule that week. So like,
We have the Bills on a short week.
yeah, we play Monday night and then we play Sunday.
That's not terrible, but
It's not the worst.
it's not like going from Sunday to Thursday.
Sunday to Thursday is bad.
Yeah.
Sunday to Thursday is real bad. Usually they try to do the Thursday right after a bye week though. Like if you're going to have a short turnaround, they usually try and give you Thursday after a bye. Smart on the NFL's stance. But join us at the end of this week here in just a couple days. We'll be recording and putting it back out to preview week 7 as the Steelers start off against the Bengals to kick week 7 off, and the Chiefs will be going in their AFC West rivalry game against the Chargers. Raiders. Goodness, getting it all wrong. Well, next time,
The Raiders.
go Chiefs.
And fuck the Raiders.